Hello everyone from the internet, my name is Damian Geppetto, and we've got a good deck video for you. This is unscripted, unlike my other funny ones. This is just going to break down the deck, show you some gameplay, but all of my stuff is on untapped.gg, and I will have a link for all of my decks in the description of this video if you are interested in this deck or any of the other decks that my crazy mind develops. This is a Selesnya Humans deck. We are taking the Copper Coat Vanguard and the idea behind the Mono White Humans deck, and I've adjusted it to Selesnya, to 2 colors, to add a little bit more width, a little bit more height, and a little bit more depth to the deck. I hope you enjoy this, and we're going to hit the intro and get into the deck right now for ya. Enjoy. All right, thanks for sticking around. I've got a breakdown for you, and then we're just going to get right into the action. First off, I just want to tell you this is a 21 land deck. We have cut 3 lands out of it because, as you can see, it's all 1, 2, and 3 mana spells. There are no spells over 3 mana, so all you need to get to is 3 lands, so that means you're keeping, most of the time, you're going to be keeping the 2 land starting hands because it's an aggro deck. It is about the Copper Coat Vanguard. As you can see, this is the only 4 of I have in the deck. This is the creature that makes it go because each other human gets +1, +0, and has ward 1, and it stacks. So if you have 4 Copper Coat Vanguards out there, every single one of these creatures is a human. They're all going to get that +1 cumulative. So if you get all 4 out, that's +4 and ward 4. Pretty strong for an aggro deck. So we start out on the 1 slot here. We got the Hopeful Initiates, 3 of them, and Lauren's Escape, 3 of them. As you'll notice, I like triplets, not quadruplets. If you want to understand why I do this, go watch the video up there in the description that will explain how to hack the Rigged Arena client, and basically breaks down some tips on how to make better decks. We got 4 Copper Coat Vanguards, 3 Intrepid Adversaries, 3 Ossifications for controlling the board a little bit. We got 3 Thalias. I got 2 different artworks of the Thalias, 3 Outland Liberators, and 3 Catildas. This Catilda is great for the low mana. So you get 1 plains, you get 1 forest, and you're not drawing your land, but you got Catilda, throw her out. Every creature is now tappable for land, and this can help you go wide on the board so quickly. If there's any card that I would think of cutting out of the deck, it's the Liberator, but this is the only way to get rid of enchantments and artifacts in the deck. Great against the Forge decks, Borrowed Time, or some sort of prison that steals one of your Vanguards or something like that. 3 Brutal Cathars in the deck are just the same as the Ossification. This is to control creatures thrown down. The Ossification will also help you with Planeswalkers. Siege Veteran, 3 of those. If you like doing 4 ofs, you might think of cutting the 3 Outland Liberators, adding another Siege Veteran, another Cathar, maybe another Adversary, or maybe add a 3rd Autoline. I only have 2 and I didn't feel like crafting it. King Darien, 3 of these. All creatures get +1/+1, and it also, for 5 mana, you can put +1 counter on it, create a white soldier creature token. You sacrifice them, tokens get indestructible, which works really good with the Torrens here, because Torrens is a 2/2 for 3 mana, but it has training, and whenever you cast a creature spell, you create a 1/1 green and white human soldier creature with token, so the tokens created by Torrens get the +1 and the hexproof from the Copper Coat Vanguard, as you'll see when we get into the play. This is a creature deck. Every creature you throw, boom, 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 you're creating more blockers, more 1/1s that also have training. It's really useful, especially if you got Catilda out there. You got a bunch of these tokens you made from throwing these other creatures. You could tap those tokens and just keep casting everything. And my unique flavor here is the way I make the land. So I've got 3 of this artwork of plains, 3 of this artwork of plains, 2 of this artwork of plains. We got 2 of this artwork of forest, 2 of this artwork of forest, and 3 of this artwork of forest. I intentionally do this because I have a sneaky suspicion that the way the shuffler groups everything together before it actually randomizes takes each unique card, and each artwork I think counts as a unique land card. So I do that just to kind of mess with it to make sure that I get the right distribution of land. It could just be I'm psychologically crazy. If you just want 1 artwork, you do you. I got 2 Botanical Plazas for a little bit of card draw. We got a brush land here. This is a good pain land, and 3 Overgrown own farmlands. If you have more of the dual-sided lands, you could cut down some of the basics. It's very simple. This is just an aggro deck that just comes at the opponent and tries to hit them before they can get set up. Tries to go wider, tries to go taller, and it tries to control the board. I'm going to get into some gameplay, but let's show you the sideboard that I made here. So I got a couple Surge of Salvations. I personally prefer the Loren's Escape over the Surge of Salvations because it gives hexproof and indestructible on a creature, and it also has the Scry 1, so you can do this to protect the creature from the removal. You could do it on a creature that's a 2/2, let's say, that's blocking another 2/2 to keep it alive, remove their creature. And you also get the Scry, so if you're flooding, you're drawing all land, you've drawn 3 land in a row, you do that, you Scry, 4th land in a row, you get it to the bottom, boom, quicker to your things. Or the opposite way, you need that land so you can get rid of, you know, a 3-mana creature to try and get you to the land. These Surge of Salvation sitting in the sideboard here, 1 Fateful Absence for a little bit more removal, a couple Stone Brains, and a couple Unlicensed Hearse. Those 4 cards are my stock cards that go in the sideboard. We got 1 Lauren of the Third Path, because once again, it's a human, and it destroys artifacts or enchantments. So if you don't like the Liberator, you could put a couple of Laurens in your deck instead. That's up to you. It also allows you and your opponent to draw cards. And we got a couple Wedding Announcements here, once again. So if you're in a sideboard against a trolley deck and you need a little bit more card draw, you need to go wider. And then we got a couple Queens. She is not a human, so she would not get that. But because this thing goes wide, it's nice to sometimes have an extra creature that can be really, really tall. And 3 Wandering Emperors. That is the sideboard there. That is the full deck. We're going to get into the gameplay. This is going to be YouTube exclusive. This is not on my Twitch stream. I'm not cutting any of my gameplay from my streams, but you can go watch me at twitch.tv/DamienGeppetto. If you want to watch me live and in action, I'm there 5 nights a week minimum. Anyway, let's get into the gameplay. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit a like button there. It helps tremendously. And whether or not you like me, throw a comment in there, especially if you don't like me. If you think I'm an idiot, tell me in the comments. I really like knowing that people hate me. All right, let's get into the action. All right, so you get some high-ranked Mythic action, guys. I know you're going to be excited about this. So here we go. We got 2 lands. We've got plenty of creatures. All of them can be cast for 2 mana, so we keep this hand easy, easy peasy. We're going to throw the farmland down first. The Initiate, unfortunately, does not get to go, but we can get Thalia out on turn 2, which is perfect, and we draw a land. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Get Thalia out, slow down the spells. Comforting Sweet Herbist. Let's say hello to them, even if it's a little late. Let's throw out the Vanguard. Throw that out. And throw out the Initiate. There we go. And now they're hitting that point where they go, ooh, you got a board developed before I've even done a spell. This is what Aggro does. Leyline Binding, going to take the Vanguard, I'm guessing. Oh, they're going to take Thalia because nobody likes Thalia. Let's be honest here, folks. Nobody likes Thalia. Alright, we got another land. So let's get our Liberator out. And let's go. We'll attack first. We'll go like that. We'll sack you. Get rid of the Leyline Binding. And that's why the Liberator is valuable. Boom. They don't like Thalia? Throw another Binding. Simple as can be. Herd Migration, getting some land and some life. This is a Atraxa deck, I'm guessing. Beautiful draw. King Darien, come out, +1 everything. Boom. Get the training going. And we get them down to what, 5? Yep, 5 health. So we gotta just hope that they don't have a wipe. If it's a Sunfall, they can't do it. Yes! Yes! That easy. First game win. Oh. So what a great way to show off the deck, huh? It's my first game of the day, by the way. And it's a win. So you see, fast, strong, wide. All right, here we go. Matchup number 2, another 90%er. So it's somebody who's actually trying to rank up. Typically anybody in the 90s in Mythic are trying to do well. So we throw out the Plaza first because it always comes in tapped. Evolve Sleeper, okay. That's something to take with the Ossification down the road. Let's get out Catilda first because that allows us a little more flexibility. Let's see if they pump into the Sleeper. It looks like they are going to. So probably no blocks, take the 2 damage. My thought is we go like this. Let's throw out the Liberator, and then the Vanguard. We'll tap our Catilda. That's fine. Go wide as fast as possible since we're on the play. And they're gone. Look at that. Instant quit. Copper Coat Vanguard just induces PTSD. All right, so 2 quick games, 2 quick wins. Let's see game 3 here, folks. Let's see how this does. As you can see, it's pretty easy to play. Just got to think about the land and the order of casting your low mana cards. But once again, 3 lands were perfect. We got an Adversary, a Liberator, Ossification, and a Darien. That is looking good. So we are going second now. We got 2 wins, so it says pump the brakes. Okay, we keep the 7, obviously. Say hello, Vazrul. Get that out. Beautiful draw, Adeline. That'll work. All right, beautiful. Another draw, Thalia. Get that out right away because it looks like a control. Well, no, Plaza Heroes. That's a Rafine's deck, I'm guessing. I'm guessing Rafine's. Let's see if they got Counterspell. They got removal. Okay, they spend their 3 mana on a removal. Let's see if they got another one. Shield Red. All right. Well, let's see. We could Cathar it, but we're going to wait. We're going to do this first because this way we can double cast. Get out the Liberator. And do some damage. Keep the Cathar in our back pocket. Skrelv's out. Like I said, keep the Cathar in the back pocket. Take the Skrelv. I'll attack. Okay, Aganjo, fair enough. Resolve that. We lose our Adeline, but we still put some damage on them. And let's see what else they have here. Wedding announcement. Okay. We got something to get rid of before it even creates anything. Get rid of it. Let's throw out King Darien number 1. Hit him down to 3. Call that. And now we've got 2 tokens, so if they have a wipe, that's not Sunfall. Okay, it's Rafine. I was right, it is a Rafine deck. So it looks like we've got the victory here, folks. Rafine ain't going to win it for them. They're out of cards. It's going to be 3 in a row. I always say good game even though they just quit. 3 games, 3 quick wins. Look at that, folks. All right, let's queue again. Game 4. And this is going to be the first tough one. We're going to keep this one. This is our first 2-land iffy hand. But we got 1 of each. Like I had said in the deck breakdown, 2 lands, throw out Catilda first. That's the plan. Okay, mono red aggro. This will be our first real test here. All right, we drew a land. That's perfectly on time. I like that. We got 2 Cathars, which is going to come in big. They're going to have to burn on the Cathars. See if they burn on the Catilda. They did burn on the Catilda, which works for me because that means 1 less burn in their hand. Yes, we lose Catilda, but we drew the land, so we don't need that tapping for land as much anymore. So let's throw out Brutal Cathar number 1, which is going to get burnt by with the play with fire again. But we're going to draw out a second play with fire. So we just avoid damage to ourselves, which is fine. Make them get that out. Okay, Bloodthirsty. Fair enough. And then another Phoenix Chick. All right, they're down to 2 cards in their hand. We are definitely on the back foot, obviously, but least thing we can do. Take this Adversary away. All right. Take 4 more damage, at least. Oh, they got a 3rd play with fire. Oh, they were set. They were set. So this is going to be our first loss because they had 3 play with fires to handle us. Nothing you can do when the game decides you lose. So we're going to have to get this out. Adversary out. We can't tap it. We got to get the life. Hope they don't have a fourth burn. And they do. They have a fourth burn. All right, folks. Well, you see it. We tried. We lost. They got God drawn. Nothing I can do there. This is game over. We had won 3 in a row to start the day. It's the worst thing you can do to start your day because now it's going to come for us. You get an idea of the deck.